Hey, what's up? This is me, Rical. Welcome to Sports Talk, Conversation, whatever it is you want to call it. This is where we're at. That's what we're doing right now. I'm on the road, without home, so this got my screen. Anyway, yeah, baseball is done. As a Yankee fan, baseball season's been over for me. Playoffs, one and done. Nothing to talk about. Let's move on. Let's move on. Football. As a Jet fan, we're 1-7 so far, unless there's a big surprise somewhere, a miracle for the Jets to go 10-7. They will have to win nine straight games right now. They will have to go 9 straight games to win to even get there to make the playoff for me to say, all right, this is a good thing. Other than that, yes, they made a trade. You trade. This is Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas right now is with the Eagles. They made a trade. Michael Carter, who at one point was one of the best slot corners in the game. Injuries haven't been the same. Haven't been the same. So is he worth the contract? The money you're gonna give him? No, you got to dump him. So you dump him to the Eagles to get Joe Douglas is there. That's his guy. But you dump him to the Eagles to get a wide receiver. Now you move up from 7 to 6 in the draft to get a 6th-round pick for him. A player swap really that just need receivers. Now you get a receiver that's not. You pick up a practice squad player, so I'm not too excited about that. It is what it is. NBA season, 6th game in. My Orlando Magic's are 2-4. You can't be too excited, but I'm hoping they can fight their way back. You have Desmond Bain. You have Desmond Bain. I'm hoping they're able to fight. As a third option, they can play defense. They showed out the other night that they can play defense. If you play defense, you can win. You can win games. Ben Carroll. Let's see what happens. But so far, yeah, the end season tournament started. But so far, you look at the regular season. Like I said, six games in. Some team already played 5, whatever. But you have the Chicago Bulls as the top of the Eastern Conference. They're 5-0 in the Eastern Conference, which is a great thing for them. You know what I mean? So to have the Chicago Bulls top of the Eastern Conference, at 5-0, they draft well, they trade well, a lot of young talent. So they move on to a lot of a lot of players. To put them in a position where they are now. They got rid of Zach LaVine, all the players. All the big contract, they dump all of them. So to put them in a position right now, 5-0. This is. See, I don't get too excited now until I would say March, April. That's when I start. Even February, you start paying attention. I mean, I love sports, so I'm always paying attention. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of team you see that from the beginning, those teams take off. But when it matters, when teams start playing defense, like they start figuring things out. A lot of those teams disappear. They don't keep up that same momentum that they have. So I start getting excited. I'll say March, April. Yeah, I'm tired. But anyway, from February, March, that's when I start getting excited. April, he's like, yeah, this is where we're supposed to be. We're gearing up for the playoffs. This is the type of team you have. At that point, that's when all the big boys, all the stuff, that's when you know who you are. But right now, you have to give credit to what they're doing. The Chicago Bulls are 5-0. This is great. The second in the division, you have this Philadelphia 76ers. Man, shout out to them, man. Maxey, that's his team. You have VJ. So you remove what's his name, Joel Embiid in that equation. You know what I mean? You remove Joel Embiid as the number one option. You put the ball in Maxey's hand. You say, hey, go handle that. And he's doing it. He's doing it. And this kid, man, VJ Edgecombe, this kid gonna be rookie of the year. So the Philadelphia 76ers, yeah, they beat Orlando the other day. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but I was excited to see this kid VJ playing. Seeing him in college, right, from high school to college, the transition. He's a dog. He's playing hungry. I hope that. A lot of time you see players, they come to the league, hungry, make a name for themselves. When I mean hungry, a lot of those guys didn't have a good background. The upbringing, from a financial standpoint, their family life not that good. From the projects or whatever, they don't have it. So basketball, somebody took a liking to them. Say, hey, let me buy you some shoes. Let me do this. Let me get you some gear to get them together to play the game. And a lot of those kids who are in sports, period, those kids, sports is their refuge. The home life is all over the place. I know this kid, both his mother and father are in jail, doing crazy stuff, committing crimes or whatever. He's a young kid. And the family took him in, pretty much adopted him. They have him in sports. He's playing multiple sports. So that's his refuge. That's the best thing for him. His parents being in jail, it's a blessing for him. It's unfortunate, but it's a blessing for him. So I can't imagine the burden, what he's carrying with him, because a lot of time, you play sports, you when you look in the stand, you see how excited the parents are. You see the other kids, they have their parents coming in homecoming, whatever it is. Those kids' parents are coming to see them. They're there, and we all human. You feel some type of way to look at, wow, that I wish that was me. Like I said, growing up, I didn't have that, but you wish. So a lot of those kids, this is what it is for them. And they playing with that hunger. They playing with that mindset. No one is there showing up for me. Some kids, they fold, right? Some kids, they soft. I'm not saying that they're soft, but it just, it's a lot. You don't have anybody. You far away. You start feeling homesick. But other kids take that and to push on. So to see this kid, VJ, coming in, not having it all, from high school, pushing through college, pushing through coming in. Yes, people say, he's a young Dwayne Wade. I think he's better. The way he attacked the basketball, so I'm excited with that. I love that. Yeah, Dwayne Wade. The reason they compare him to the early Dwayne Wade, Dwayne Wade, when he had the basketball in his hand, he would attack the basket, which is very effective. When you have a player that can attack the basket, so now he's not only creating his own shots, but he's putting the defense at a disadvantage. The defense is on high alert for constant pressure, constant attack. Now he's attacking the paint. That's going to give him opportunity for a lot of free throws, a lot of stuff. So you need a player like that. And then I see my nephew, Terrence Bailey's there, who's dominating. He's been dominant. He's a dominant player in the AAU basketball, and I love how he played. Not because he's my nephew, but I love how he played. The attacker that he is. I remember as a kid when he was he's still a kid. He's still a kid, freshman in high school. But I'm saying when I remember going to my brother's house, Terrence was, well, I think maybe 10. I believe he was 10 years old. We went to my brother bought him a basketball hoop, and he's playing basketball. I'm playing with him, guarding him, and I'm 6'3", 305. So we're playing, I'm bodying him. He's complaining, I'm blocking his shots, doing all that stuff. But then I think for Thanksgiving, my wife and I were in the house, I think it was Thanksgiving. I believe it was Thanksgiving. We were in New York having Thanksgiving with my brother, my mom and everybody, my nieces and nephews, having a great time, and we came back. I think it was for we came back for it was it wasn't my brother's birthday. I think it was his birthday. I don't remember exactly, but I think we went back to New York. We drove to New York actually. We drove to New York to get the scenery, to see what was going on. I'm not sure why we went to New York. I think maybe to surprise my brother for his birthday. It could have been. And I called Terrence. His voice changed. You know what I mean? He came out of his room. We were in the living room. We didn't because we were in the family room. Actually, we came in the house. I said, "Hey, Terrence, you here?" He's like, "Yeah." The voice it was different, similar to, his voice got deeper, like mine a little bit. And then he came out. I said, "Oh, what?" I said, "Oh, wow." So it's crazy. It's a different. He had a huge growth spurt, but we started playing. He used his body. Right? He used his body. What he used to complain about, they weren't an issue for him anymore. And I'm not saying that because we went, because I play with him, whatever. But no, it just. I'm sure what he did. He took that one time we played, we spent like 10 minutes, maybe it could have been less out there because I wasn't trying to sweat like that, but that long moment that we played together, he realized he's gonna play with bigger and taller players, and he has to adjust. Even he became taller, and I'm sure bigger than most kids, but he still adjusts, which is the same thing. I'm working with my son Israel right now to he's played football and basketball just to give him, for that light to turn on for him to realize that. But Terrence adjusts to get to be bigger, to be able to play big, to play big and stronger. But so the point I was making with VJ, seeing him the other day, the kid dropped 26.7 assists, 4 rebounds, and he's playing hungry. He's playing with that momentum. What I'm saying is, I'm hoping that when he he stays like that. Most of those guys that come in, once they get a contract, once they get the big money, they change. They hang out. They're hanging out the lifestyle. So I'm hoping that he continue. But he's fun to watch. I took my son. Went to a basketball game. We went to 76ers game. Tyrese Maxey was taking a lot of bad shots. Yes, he had 24 points. But because he had 24 points, 24 points is good. But if you look at the box score, if you look at the attempt, the shots he took, he had some free throws, all that stuff. But if you look at all of that, the bad shot is like damn, But this time around, the 76ers, Joel Embiid is not the number one option. You saw when he came back, they were trying to do that, but then they move away from making him that. So, but right now those trios, forget Joel Embiid, but the trio of Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Kelly Oubre Jr. Those guys that trio alone is a formula for success for the 76ers. To let Joel Embiid be the fourth option. Because when you trying to play with him, through him, it throw it off because this is the time to move on from that process. I understand and trust the process part, but this is the time to move on from that. But so yes, so which is good. But what I was saying is, with the 76ers at 4-1, keeping that formula with Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, VJ Edgecombe, and Kelly Oubre, that's a formula for success for them, and it's showing so far. They were 4-1. Milwaukee Bucks, even without Giannis, even without Giannis, they playing big. So I like that for them to be able to do that. It's a great formula. They're 4-1 as well. Miami Heat 3-2. Not too much I'm going to talk about that. I have some other stuff to talk about, but I'll hold off for a next video with the Miami Heat. The Detroit Pistons, young team, they're 3-2. Boston Celtics 3-3. I'm gonna hold certain things. Atlanta Hawks 3-3. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 3-3. Now, I look at the Eastern Conference. There's a lot of teams, but the Cavs, to me, if they don't win this year, as an organization, as a GM, ownership, they should dismantle. I'm not gonna say dismantle the team, but you should trade out some of those players. Is it coaching? No, I don't think so. You have the players. You have the players. This is you have the players. The amount of talent you have on that team, you should they were the storybook last year, winning all those games, and then they disappeared in the playoff where it matters. Right now they're coming in 3-3. Something got to give. The New York Knicks 2-3. The Knicks got to figure it out they got to figure it out. They have to figure it out. The Hornets 2-3. Toronto Raptors 2-4. My Orlando Magic 2-4. There's no reason you have friends. There's no reason to be we got to figure it out. And my wife said all the time, why are you not making any videos about the Orlando Magic? I did once. I try to shy away. I try to stay away from my teams. I don't talk about the Yankees much. I don't talk about the Jets much. I don't talk about the Orlando Magic at all. You know, it's just like, you know, sometimes you're like, what's there to talk about? But then, yeah, it is what it is, man. The Wizards 1-4. The Pacers 0-5, which is crazy. Of course, they don't have their star players. So you know what I mean. They came from a high playoffs. They could have won the NBA Finals. And you're looking at, you know, injury, yes, but then sometimes teams figure you out. You have enough film out there for people to figure you out, and you know, I think this is the figure out phase for the Pacers. 0-5, the Brooklyn Nets, you know, 0-5. There's nothing to talk about. You know, yeah, nothing to talk about. And right now, the Western Conference, you have the OKC, Oklahoma City Thunders, a 6-0 is expected. They get a lot of calls, a lot of fouls. SGA got a, you know, the league, a lot of, you talk about the mafia, all that stuff. I'm gonna stay away from that, but there's a lot of things I can't talk about. A lot of things I can't talk about, so I'm gonna stay away from it. San Antonio Spurs 5-0. Shout out to them doing their thing. Golden State Warrior 4-2. Portland Trailblazer, you know, 4-2. Now this was a surprising thing for me. Now can they keep that stuff? Can they be consistent and keep that up? Right, 4-2. I didn't expect that, but yeah, 4-2. The Lakers are 4-2. For the first time, you know, you watch, you know what I mean? You watch Austin Reeves putting up numbers he's putting up, right? Put a back-to-back all-star performance. He gave you 51 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Austin Reeves, that is. He gave you 42.4 rebounds, 5 assists. You know what I mean? And in 2 games, he gave you 92 points. You know what I mean? 92 points in two games. You know what I mean? For the first time, you know, I said it, like, for the first time, this, like, LeBron doesn't have to come back. You know, for the first time, LeBron have a duo of two players who can perform without him. You know what I mean? LeBron can sit out. And you know what I mean? LeBron can sit out. Austin Reeves putting up numbers, the same amount of numbers this season with SGA. You look at the Oklahoma City Thunders with SGA. SGA averaged 35 point, you know, yes, 6 games in the season, 35.8 points a game. Same thing with Austin Reeves. Assists 5.8 for SGA, 8.5 for Austin Reeves. Rebounds, SGA has 5.5, Austin Reeves has 6.8. True shooting percentage, SGA is 62%, Austin Reeves 73%, including tonight's game. With tonight's game, you know, man, that will put him, a little bit more. You look at tonight's game, right? They beat the Grizzlies. Ja Morant didn't show up. He had a lot of bad shots. He was jacking up the threes, trying to hit one. But you gotta do that in the gym, bro. But you look at tonight. Lakers beat the Grizzlies 117 to 112. The Grizzlies was beating the Lakers, but they came back, played defense. I love the tenacity they have Marcus Smart, 12 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 35 minutes. Rui Hachimura, Rui didn't have a rhythm, 38 minutes, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 9 points. You got to step up, man. You got to step up. He hit a couple threes, whatever, but still, man. Come on. DeAndre Ayton, 17 minutes, 9 rebounds. He was in and out. There's an injury and stuff like that, so they didn't talk about it, but I'll get the information. But Luka, 39 minutes, he gave you 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 44 points. He looked like he couldn't miss. There's a lot of shots he took, he looked like he couldn't miss. So he was just shooting. You know what I mean? Luka looked like he couldn't miss. Austin Reeves, 36 minutes, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 21 points. Right? 21 points tonight. Vanderbilt, 4 points. 2 points. I'm sorry, 2 points for him. LaRavia, 13 points. Connect is coming up. Back to his form. But you look at the team stats. Field goals, Lakers won that. Field goal percentage, they won that. The 3-pointers, of course, but still, there's a lot of stuff that to talk about for the Lakers, not just the Lakers, but I'm saying Austin Reeves, alone, the stuff that he's able to do. You know what I mean? Luka, this season alone, first game, 44 points. Well, I'm sorry, tonight. He gave you 44 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists tonight. All right? The previous game, he gave you 49 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. One before that, he gave you 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. The first player since 1961 to start in the NBA with 3 straight 40 points game. That's Luka Doncic. All right? So Luka's giving you those numbers. You know what I mean? He's giving you those numbers with him playing the way he's playing. Luka and Austin Reeves combined for 65 points. So the way that those two guys are playing, you don't have to worry about, LeBron doesn't have to worry about coming back, rushing. He can take his time. There's a lot of people, a lot of clowns who say, oh, he doesn't have sciatica, he doesn't have this and that. He's playing for a contract. You know how many teams and then NBA, if LeBron decided to be a free agent, would jump on board? 41 years old, still the top 5 best player in the NBA right now in year 23. Which is crazy. So this is not no slouch. So what I'm saying is, LeBron haven't for 23 years. Kevin Love was not the same player that you saw in Minnesota, right? Not the same player that went, the Minnesota Kevin Love that went to the Cavs, not the same player. But then Minnesota, he was the number 1 option, but he was not the same player. It didn't translate, right? So LeBron didn't have, you had Kyrie, but Kyrie was hurt, whatever. But I'm just saying, for the first time, LeBron has a duo that can win games without him. Now, when he comes back healthy, LeBron's the number 1 option. He's going to defer to Luka for Luka to be the number one option, whatever. But and you know, last year it didn't work. I'm not saying it didn't work. It was the first season together. Luka was out of shape. A lot of stuff that they didn't gel. They were learning each other because LeBron has the ability to adapt to anybody. So he was learning. You know, he's a smart player. You learn the cadence, all the stuff to get by then, which is what they did. Yeah. But this year they're gonna be good. You see, Luka lost weight. They're gonna be good together. So, and you have Austin Reeves that can step up, right? He's been stepping up. Look at that fifth season. If you compare Austin Reeves' fifth season to Michael Jordan's fifth season, Jordan was 32.5 points a game. Austin Reeves 34.2. Assists. Austin Reeves 10 rebound. 10 assists, rebound, all the stuff. But I'm saying the numbers for him. Austin Reeves putting up numbers that man. You looking at these players. You say, hey, let me. There's a lot of excitement there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of excitement. You know, you watch with Austin Reeves give you 21 tonight, right? With the Warriors, he gave you 26 points. With Timberwolves, the first one, he gave you 25 points. With the Kings, he gave you 51 points. And that was him as the number one option. No LeBron, no Luka. You know, Portland, he gave you 41 points. And Timberwolves, again, gave you 28 points. So, 21, right? So, 21, 26, 25, 51, 41, 28. That's consistent. Now, can he keep this up, though? Because one thing with him, when they needed him, Austin Reeves, he didn't show up. In the playoff last year, he didn't show up. The year before, he didn't show. So he has to be consistent in the playoff when team locking him up playing defense. You know what I mean? So, but with LeBron's coming back, Luka, who's now I still see some ball dangling. I still see some carelessness with the basketball with Luka. But I think he's got more physical to be able to adjust, right, to a different game. So coming back, when LeBron's coming back, where you know LeBron gonna give you 20, 24 points a game, Luka's gonna drop his regular 40. Can Austin Reeves give you 20, 21 points a game, right? Can he keep that up? So to now you see DeAndre Ayton, you know, he was in and out. He got hurt, so I hope that he's good. You know what I mean? I hope that he's good. But so far this season, what he's done, tonight he gave you 9 points. Obviously something was going on, but he still came back on the sideline to be with his teammate. But still, with 6 games, yeah, you got the 9 points tonight, but this season alone, besides the 9 points tonight, he gave you 10 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block, 71 field goal shooting, right? He gave you 15 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block, 64% field goal shooting. You know what I mean? Third games, he gave you 22 points, 15 rebounds, 1 block, 59 field goal shooting. He gave you 16 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block, 53% field goal shooting. He gave you 17 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block, 73% field goal shooting. You know what I mean? That's consistency. I know people don't like DeAndre Ayton. I was one of them, right? I was one of them. Because I did call him soft a few times. You know what I mean? But watching Rudy Gobert, Man. Again, I take that. I take that. So, as a big man, Luka and LeBron, they don't need a slow big man to clog up the middle. They need a man a big man that can move, create space, right? A lob threat, which is what Jackson Hayes is a lob threat, but he's not consistent. He's a waste of. He's just tall for nothing. But DeAndre Ayton has a little muscle into him. With the exception of tonight game, when he gave you 9 points, obviously something was bothering him. He was in and out of the locker room. He elected to come back to be on the sideline with his teammate. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But you see, to give you 10 points, 6 rebound, 1 block, first game, 15 points, 8 rebound, 1 block second games, 22 points, 15 rebound, 1 block third games, 16 points, 8 rebound, 1 block fourth game, 17 points, 10 rebound, 1 block, and tonight, so that consistent is there. So with all of that, and you have Laravia, who's doing what he does. The other night he dropped 27 points, 8 rebounds. So he's doing his thing. He showed exactly why they signed him. Laravia, that is. You know what I mean? And JJ Redick, he told Austin Reeves, you out of excuses now. You no longer an undrafted player. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and doing it. So now, one player who needs to get on board with this, Rui Hachimura got to get on board to like, come on, bro, you got to step up. But I'm excited with Austin Reeves. I'm excited, to see what he's doing. Right? I'm excited to see what he's doing. So by having Austin Reeves giving you the numbers he's giving you, he's giving you the sense that he's putting up. With these guys stepping up, with Austin Reeves doing his thing, he's giving you all-star numbers. I just want it to be consistent throughout the season, including the playoffs. Don't be gone in the playoffs, right? With Luka doing what he does best. Luka's in shape. He can fight through the screen now because Luka had a dunk. So he's gonna give you 40 consistent. So with a player like that, LeBron doesn't have to rush back. LeBron can relax. I'm hopeful that DeAndre Ayton is not hurt. He can come back next game. Again, tonight he was in and out of the locker room, but I'm hoping things get better, right? But what I'm saying is, with these with these players doing what they're doing, what's the rush for LeBron James? I would just relax. Yes, he's on pace to come back. The second week, third week of November. Why? Why would you do that? If I'm him, I sit a little bit longer. If I'm the Lakers, I tell him to sit a little longer. Sit out, relax, get the rest you need. You haven't been rested like that for a long time, right? You have not been rested like that for a long time. I will sit this one out. It has nothing to do with contract. But you're 41 years old. You've been in the league for 23 years. People could talk about load management all they want to. This is not load management. You hurt. And by the way, before I go back to that, seeing the NBC have Michael Jordan coming in doing his, this is it? Is this it? Is this it? Because like, it looked like they taking clips from one interview to keep giving the viewer little snippet, little stuff. I thought that all the money they paying, this is like he was gonna be end game commentating all the stuff. This is like one interview. I think that they got the NBA package, NBC. They needed a marketing scheme. They had one interview with Michael Jordan. They didn't put it out like that. They put it all end season. He's gonna be commentating in games. That's not what we're seeing. You know what I mean? You see him just talking one interview, and they taking a little piece by piece by piece. He might have a 3-hour, 2-hour interview, and they just cut and paste. They take 2 minutes here to put out. They're gonna drag it all season. So they're trying to get the fans, his fans, to tune in. Because there's nothing that he's saying that's relevant. He's talking about him for the first time taking a free throw, whatever, because a kid asking for. It's like, who cares, man? You talking about load management, missing the game, whatever. What I'm like, dude. Jordan is the king of load management, as an owner, as a player. 19, was it 83, whatever, to 2003, whatever, all our time. Gambling, quit, because he didn't have the mental, man, please. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm not even wasting time on that. It's a waste of time. From what I'm watching, where NBC putting out, is a waste of time. For if you got a Peacock subscription, hoping to see, you were hoping to hear your idol Jordan talking, or whatever, commentating and doing the games. That's not what you're getting. That's not what you're getting. But they market that stuff the hell out of that. But anyway, what I'm saying is, for the first time, he can chill. You know what I mean? He can chill. He doesn't have to rush back. Because I said, you have a player in Austin Reed that's giving you 21 points, 28 points, 41 points, 51 points, 25 points, 26 points. He's giving you all-star numbers. You don't have to rush back. You know what I mean? 28 points, 16 assists, 2 steals, 41 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 51 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, and he give you 21 on tonight. So with a player like that, that's giving you consistency, you don't have to worry about coming back. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Third player ever, Austin Reeves, with the numbers he's giving you, 30 so far this season. You know what I mean? 34.2 points a game, 5.6 rebounds a game, 10 assists. Third player ever to record 170 plus points and 50 plus assists through 5 games, which is we're in 6 games right now. 7th player ever to tally 25 points and 5 plus assists in each of the first 5 games in the season. And the only Laker to do this since Jerry West, since 1970-71 season. I think it's 71-70, but since 71, whatever. So, and the first Laker since Kobe Bryant, and since Kobe in 2005, 2006 season opener with 5 straight 25 points. He's the first Laker since 2005 to 2006 to give you those numbers, right? So now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was one of the people that says, look, Lakers shouldn't give Austin Reeves a big contract. I was one of those people who said that, right? I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the people who said you don't deserve a contract because he was gone in the playoffs. When it mattered, he was gone. He didn't show up. But 6th game of the season, the Lakers are 4-2. Luka got to sit out a couple games. LeBron's been sitting out. You know what I mean? LeBron's been sitting out, and he can. To me, he should sit out a little longer. Sit out a little longer. Rest your body. Get the rest you need. You can sleep in, relax, spend time with your family, which I see him doing right now. Going to the game, going to dinner with his wife, doing stuff. People are going crazy. Nike putting out the Air Force One, and they put the GOAT. They put the GOAT. Nike just put the GOAT. Michael Jordan's camp, allegedly, Jordan's camp has told Nike to not put, because, allegedly Nike told Jordan before they put that out there, they told Jordan and his camp this was coming, that the shoe was coming. Allegedly, Jordan told the Nike executive to not put the GOAT logo on LeBron, sneakers. By doing so, you're endorsing him as the GOAT. And Nike told Jordan, sit this one out, dog. He is the greatest player of all time. Sit this one out. They put the Air Force One. Not only they have his sneakers as the chosen one, they put the Air Force One with a GOAT in the bottom. Oh, man. But what I'm saying is, man, this is the time for him to relax, spend time with his wife, spend time with his kids. You know what I mean? He have an opportunity to go see Bryce play. He's seeing his daughter play volleyball. He's going on date night with his wife, chilling. Sleep. Get all the rest. You haven't done that in a while. Get all the rest. You could wake up, go to the gym, do the yoga with his wife. He's been doing yoga with his wife, balancing all that stuff. Spend time. Get the treatment you need. Don't rush back. Right now with Luka and LeBron, Luka and Austin Reeves, they doing okay. They doing okay. DeAndre Ayton, he got hurt. It's tonight's game, but I hope he's okay. They'll be all right. So as a fan, I was telling somebody, right? Who was just talking crazy. You know, who was just talking crazy stuff. I told them, listen, maybe we should accept. Maybe the Jordan fans should accept that Jordan is no longer the one being compared to LeBron James as the GOAT conversation. Why are they comparing? I don't understand why you comparing Jordan to LeBron James in the GOAT conversation. Talking to a buddy of mine, I say, hey, so we put the stats together. We put LeBron stats and we put Jordan stats. When you look at it, even him, he was like, damn, man, what can you say about that? You can't. You look at, right, LeBron James record entering the year 23. First in points. First in minute play. First in All-Star selections. First in all NBA selections. First team all NBA selection. First in season play, right? First in 30 points games. First in 20-point games. First in 10-point games. First in playoff points. First in playoff wins. First in playoff minute plays. First in playoff game play. First in playoff field goal made. First in playoff steals. First in playoff free throw made. First in playoff defensive rebound made. First in triple doubles. Only player with 50K combined points. Only player with 40K points. Only player with 10K rebound and 10K assists. Only player with 8K playoff points. Only player with 7K playoff points. Only player with 6K playoff points. Only player with I already said with 50K combined points, whatever, right? Only player with 6K playoff points. Only player with 25 points per game and 20 season. Only player with 40 points game versus every team in the NBA. Only player to win the MVP with 3 different franchises. Finals MVPs with 3 different franchises. Only player to average a triple-double in the finals. Only player to lead both teams in points, rebound, assists, steal, blocks in a playoff series. Let me say this again. Only player to lead both teams. Both teams. That's the team he's on and the team he's going against. Only player to lead both teams in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks in the playoff series. The youngest to number one overall, the youngest number one overall picks, right? The youngest to win Rookie of the Year. The youngest to score 40 points in a game. The youngest to score 30 points in a game. The youngest to average 30 points per game. The youngest to average 25 points a game. The youngest to average 20 points a game. The youngest to earn All NBA. The youngest to earn All NBA first team. The youngest to hit every milestone, 1K to 40K points. The oldest to average, now he's old, so let me go to the old part. The oldest to average 30 points per game. The oldest to average 25 points a game. The oldest to average 20 points a game. The oldest to score 40 points in a game. The oldest to record a 30 points triple double. The oldest to earn All NBAs. If you're not, I could go on, man. If you're not a hater, so when I put those things in, I told him, talking with a friend to put those numbers in. If you're not a hater, there's no path where where you put Jordan over LeBron James. Kevin Durant is gonna pass Michael Jordan. We 6 game in. I would say bearing injury. I hope he stay healthy. I would say by, because we pretty much with November's tomorrow. I would say December or January, Kevin Durant will already pass Michael Jordan. The game has evolved. You got players, what the players are able to do right now, that era couldn't do. So when I put all those numbers together, I told a buddy of mine, okay, I told him, okay, all right, let's remove, today's the 1st, Saturday is the 1st. Let's remove the names. I told him, if you're not watching basketball, you don't know basketball, I swap names. I just name you, and you watching right now. With the list I just named, and I told him, if you put Jordan with all those lists, and you put LeBron to 1-6 straight NBA Finals, what would you say who's the greatest? He said, yo, when you put it like that, I was with that. If Jordan had LeBron's all category stats, he said, no, undoubtedly that would be the greatest player ever. And he said, Rick, I didn't look at it that way. People look at three-peats. Oh yeah, Jordan won six finals. Prior to that, he was swept multiple times by Larry Bird. Michael Jordan could never beat Larry Bird. Larry Bird owned him. So how you comparing Jordan with LeBron? They stopped giving awards to LeBron James. They stopped. You understand what I'm saying? They stopped giving award to LeBron James. The man went to 8 straight NBA Finals. 8. With the Cavs team he had, nobody could even win 10 games with that team. My cousin once said, oh, Jordan wouldn't win championship with them. What are you talking about? Why didn't he do that with the Wizards? Oh yeah, he was old. What? LeBron was old. He won a championship. He's supposed to be the greatest player ever. Why did he? Because when you look at the Chicago Bulls, I just told you, LeBron's the only player with the team he's playing, with the team he's on, and the team he's playing against. Only one to lead in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, all categories. Without Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan couldn't do it, because Michael Jordan was didn't have to do anything else. Would just shoot. He had the best rebounder in the game. Dennis Rodman could get rebound. Horace Grant. Scottie Pippen was guarding the best player. Jordan had, you know what I mean? Scottie Pippen, when you look at all the playoffs, all the stuff, all the finals, number one, they were going against expansion team. They didn't have the player they have today. They didn't have the team they have today at all. Those teams that Jordan was playing against, those teams can survive today. Those are facts, not feelings. Those are facts. Those teams can survive today's basketball. When you look at it, Jordan was only leading in points for his team. Rebounds, blocks, steals, assists. That was Scottie Pippen, not Michael Jordan. So when you look, when I tell Jordan fans, when they bring up you have 6 championships, I said Bill Russell has 12. Oh, wow, this is a different era. Oh, wow, Bill Russell had a super team. You crying, man. You couldn't beat Larry Bird. Larry Bird was beating Michael Jordan, winning championship. Michael Jordan went to Jerry Krause, bagged. Even though he was very disrespectful, I didn't like that. Very disrespectful to Jerry Krause, who's been great to him. The same way with Isaiah Thomas, Isaiah Thomas has been great to him. His brother in Chicago was the reason why they didn't rob, allegedly, they didn't rob Jordan in Chicago, because of Isaiah Thomas' brother protecting him. But anyway, bro. Anyway, all I'm saying is it is time for LeBron James to relax, take his time. You see the end season tournament going on. People are upset when LeBron and the Lakers won it. Oh, it's nothing. It's no big deal. This is no, man, please. It's nothing. But when other team win, this is a you guys are hating, man. So, but anyway, man, with all of that, man, you gotta let me give all the shout out that I need to give. Like I said, I hope DeAndre Ayton stay healthy, because he's becoming the center that the Lakers needed. You know what I mean? The last 3 games, he gave you 15 rebound, 15 points per game, 9.7 rebounds. So he's, this is what he needs. He's giving them exactly what they need. So let's keep that up. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him. And we'll see, man. The Jets try to trade for Shirley Sanders and Cleveland Brown. The Jets offered Cleveland a 3rd round pick. They wanted a 2nd, but they won't play him. Which is crazy to me, man. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let me say this, man. LeBron James won 3 rings in a span of 5 years. He won 4 rings in a span of 9 years. He went 8 straight NBA Finals. He went to 8 straight NBA Finals. He made 9 NBA Finals in the span of 10 years. He made 10 NBA Finals in the span of 14 years. To top it all, he passed Kareem for most points of all time, and 4th all time in assists. Yeah, I give him credit, man. I know every time I say these things, I'm pissing off somebody, but let me say this, right? The big beautiful bill people talking about. Let me say this real quick. Google, Trump give Google $18 billion in tax break. Amazon, $16 billion in tax break. Microsoft, $12 billion in tax break. Facebook, $11 billion in tax break. They put a $300 million for a ballroom. It might go more. $40 billion you give to Argentina. And people can't eat. Anyway, man, all I have to say is, we gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. Hey, shout out to Sauce Gardner, New York Jets cornerback. The New York Jets star Sauce Gardner signed. He signed $13.5 million deal with Netflix for a 7-episode series, showcasing his journey with the Jets and his rise to one of the NFL most dominant defenders. I've seen it all. I'm not gonna waste time watching it. I already know what it is, but shout out to him. Jeff Teague said something. He said, "Hey, if you talk about LeBron James, the league mafia come after you," and that's not what it is. From what I know, if you say something negative about LeBron James, yes, they do call you. The Rich Paul. Because LeBron has made a lot of business, he has a lot of business, powerful people he's in business with. Yeah, they do call you. They say, "Hey, what you talked about, what you reported on, is not factual. Let me give you the facts. You weren't in the room when this happened, that happened. You said he had a glass of this, that's not what, you know what I mean? They give you the real, I think that's more of what Jeff Teague was saying. He wasn't lying when he said they'll call you, but it's not much to it. It's not all they coming in threatening the secrets. No. He just say, "Hey, you reporting stuff that's not factual. Let me give you the facts to give you better information." That's what it is. Anyway, man, the Jets right now, they're set. Amon Mambu, 37 pass blocking, 0 pressure allowed. For shooting 37 pass blocking. So the Jets right now, man, I felt bad for Nick Mango's family. My deepest condolences to them. Him and DeBrickashaw Ferguson were the cornerstone of the Jets offense. And right now the Jets have 2 players and Amon Mambu and Alo Fashunu that's the anchor to building. I think that, for the Jets this year's draft, you go out there to beef up, to beef up this. So there's a possibility the Jets might trade Quentin Williams. Now he is the anchor of the defense, but what has he done? You know what I mean? I'm watching other guys making moves, other pass rushers, interior linemen doing wreaking havoc. You know what I mean? So I think you move on from that, man. It's unfortunate, but both Quentin and Quincy Williams, I think, Jermaine Johnson, if you could get 2 first-round picks You know, you get a first and a second this year draft, and a first next year for Jermaine Johnson, and a player. I think you go for it. Quentin Williams, you could get the same for him, and you go for it. I think Quincy Williams, with the type of player he is, second or a third, or a second round pick for him and a player. I would definitely do that. The Jets are fully on a rebuilding year. Breece Hall, I would trade him as well. If you could get a third, you know, you get a second and third for him, I would do it. Soft fresh. Woody Johnson already said, hey, Aaron Glenn's not going anywhere. So let's see what we got. This year's a done deal. We're not gonna go anywhere. You made a mistake giving Justin Field $40 million. I think you go to the draft. You already have the core you have, and you continue to we'll see what happens. Let me say this see, I love what, I always love throwing a little jab here at Jordan fans. Michael Jordan is not even a top 50 NCAA player. He's not even a top 50. And, but the Miami Dolphins fired the Dolphins fired the GM. It's crazy. The head coach still there, but you fired the GM. Anyway, man, the MTV canceled the show Ridiculousness after 14 years. That dude was making $32.5 million. He was making $32.5 million for that stupid show, Ridiculousness. It was ridiculous. If they renew it, he would have made $45 million this year. Sometimes, man, your luck, it doesn't matter. Somebody got to believe in you. Somebody going to watch you no matter what it is. Somebody. Hey, at the end of the day, somebody going to believe in you. Anyway, man, I'm looking at the rookie ladder, right? Or the lead for rookie of the year. I've said it. VJ Edgecombe from the 76ers. He's number one on our list. You got Cedric Coward, Coward, whatever. Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg, Trey Johnson, Khan, whatever. I can say his name. Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen, Colin Murray Ball, Ryan Colburn or whatever. Those guys, I think, VJ's with what he's doing, he has the opportunity to get Rookie of the Year. With the way things are right now, with the team he is with Maxey, they playing really well. And shout out to the NBA for approving the Lakers self to Mark Walter. Mark Walters. So shout out to him. He took over, officially taking over the team. So shout out to him, and shout out to shout out to DeAndre and playing. He's doing what he needs to do to keep the noise down, man. There's a lot of noise, a lot of conversation, people clowning him, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. There's a lot. There's one record people that Jordan has, nobody will ever break. Michael Jordan, 5 points in 3-point contest. Nobody gonna break that. You're not allowed to throw jabs at the Jordan fans. I do that just for my cousin, yeah. For my cousins, who watch, man. But but shout out to them, man. Hey, the Lakers better give Austin Reeves a contract. You better bring him up, have a conversation with him, and give him a contract. Because if not, it's gonna be you better give him a contract. I would, because he deserves it right now. He deserved that. But I see the Jets. Like I said, my New York Jets. You trade Michael Carter for a 2027 7th-round pick to the Eagles in exchange of wide receiver John Michie and the 2026 round pick. John Michie is nothing to talk about. I'm not gonna waste my time. Seriously, it's nothing we're talking about. You know what I mean? What are we talking about here? You know what I mean? There's nothing to it's not there's no point. Some stuff he's like, I'm going through to the list of stuff I could talk about, and I'm like, okay, what's the point, man? Some stuff it's not worth it. But all I can say is the Lakers need to pay Austin Reeves. You know what I mean? They need to pay him. Because it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough if you don't pay him. You know what I mean? Anyway, man. Anyway. Larry Bird said, I swept Michael Jordan 2 times in the first round in the playoffs. And he did. Yeah. Daniel Jones is 7-1. The Giants are 2-6. Baker Mayfield 6-2. The Browns are 2-6. Sam Darnold is 5-2. The Jets are 1-7. Sometimes you gotta stop blaming the talent. You gotta stop blaming the quarterback. Sometimes you gotta, like I said, you gotta stop blaming the quarterback and you look at the organization as a whole. You know what I mean? So when you look at Jordan without Pippen, 0 championship, 0 finals, 0 final MVPs, 5 losing season, 0 winning season, 154 wins to 170 combined losing record. Never got out of the first round. 1-9 combined in the playoff. Missed the playoff twice with the Wizards. So when you talk about the greatest of all time, stop it. Scottie Pippen should be in that conversation. So enough of that. So I'm gonna throw the jab. Any chance I get to throw that jab, I'm gonna do it. to the LeBron, to the Jordan fans, to keep you guys in check, man. Anyway, man, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. This I know I didn't go over all of stuff. I stopped with the Lakers. The Lakers are, I said the Lakers are 4-3, Clippers are 3-2, Denver Nuggets 3-2, Memphis 3-3, Houston Rockets 2-2, Utah Jazz 2-3, Minnesota Timberwolves 2-3, Dallas Mavericks 2-3. Records: the Phoenix Suns 2-4, Sacramento Kings 1-4, New Orleans Pelicans 0-5. Anyway, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace out.